Hi everyone, in this video you will see about a poem My Boy Jack by Rudyard Kipling. Poem and summary. Joseph Rudyard Kipling was born on 30 December 1865 in Bombay, India. He died on 18 January 1936 in London, England. He was an English short story writer, poet, journalist and novelist. He was remembered for his celebration of British imperialism and his tales and poems of British soldiers in India and his tales for children. He received the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907. Kipling as a war poet. Kipling is one of the finest poets of war, but in this poem he writes as a poet, parent, civilian and a survivor, all three of them in a compromised position. In his lines, if any question why we died, tell them because of father's life. It is widely believed that Kipling was himself one of these lying fathers, that his Jigoism promoted the war and his propaganda supported the prolongation of its madness, and that he bullied his only son John into the front line, where he died at Loos in 1915. None of this is true, but Kipling's grief and the guilt that also rescued have made him an easy target. Of the grief, at least, he made extraordinary art in stories as well as poems. He writes of repeatment, of compulsive memory, of what we now call post-traumatic stress, and he knew that we are haunted most by ourselves. My boy Jack. Have you news of my boy Jack? Not this time. When do you think he'll come back? Not with this wind blowing and this tide. The poet asks if anyone has heard of their boy Jack. The second speaker replies, not this tide. The poet asks if the second speaker knows when Jack is returning, and the second speaker says he will not return with this wind blowing and this tide. Has anyone else had word of him? Not this tide. For what is sunk will hardly swim, not with this wind blowing and this tide. The poet asked if anyone had word of him. The second speaker replies, not this tide, and adds that something that is sunk cannot swim. They also repeat that Jack will not return with this wind blowing. Oh dear, what comfort can I find? Not this tide, nor any tide, except he didn't shame his kind, not even with the wind blowing and the tide. The poet asks imploringly what comfort they might find, and the second speaker replies that they can have no comfort with this or any tide. The only thing they might have be some help is that Jack didn't shame his kind, even with this wind blowing and this tide. Then hold your head up all the more, this tide and every tide, because he was the son you bore and gave to the wind blowing and that tide. The second speaker continues telling the poet to hold up their head this and every tide, because this was the son they bore and gave to the wind blowing and that tide. If you find this video useful, just drop a like and subscribe. Thank you.